turn it up once again. Everything that start gotta end. So don't waste time, get it in. Why wait? Say it tomorrow, but you got today. Put them excuses away. Pick up the pace. If you really want it, then you gotta chase. Hey, I need a whole lot of space, make some room. I gotta prove that I'm nothing like you. And I'ma do it. If it's in the way, then we going through it. Like a Peloton, gotta keep it moving. Talk is too cheap, you just gotta do it. You ain't gotta like it, cause it's stats approved. Only one way. Gotta bring it straight to their face. Ain't nobody safe. Plus it's only one first place. Know what that means? This ain't a fight, it's a war. We focus on up in the score. If you think you better than battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better than battle.
Let's get it.
Only first place finishes, so I seek and destroy every one of my nemesis. My power limitless, and my scorecard is perfect, it don't have no blemishes. No apologies, cause I ain't ya, it's just my nature that makes me a different type of creature. I'm a bitcher, bonafide gamer. Before you play me, better read the disclaimer. I'm that force to be reckoned with. I know your mama didn't warn you, you shouldn't be messing with. You don't compare to me. We're not the same, there's no similarity. Moment of clarity, you should be scared of me. Run all, you'll never get rid of me. So incredibly outdone. If we go to war, I'm the one you can't outrun.
Only one way. Gotta bring it straight to their face. Ain't nobody safe. Plus it's only one first place. Know what that means? This ain't a fight, it's a war. We focus on up in the score. If you think you better than battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better than battle. Just battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better, then battle me.
When it's time to ball. We back in the field, we ready, it's time. It's nothing but hustle inside of the huddle, you know that I grind. A dangerous smile, a weapon of choice when pushing the line. Go overtime and I won't break when it's crunch time. My end game is number one. Bet it all, give me my cash. Supreme game, can't stop it. Take off like a rocket. Break it back, don't bend mine. I'm the one now, you can't hide. Legendary like legacy. This is our moment, our time.
Our time.
This is our moment. This is our time. Time is now. It's time to rise. This is our moment. This is our time. The time is now. It's time to rise. Yeah. Coming for glory. We ready for war. The city's behind us. We giving you more. We ready whenever. The world is watching. The time is now. No other option. No other way. Play to win the way that we play. Destined for greatness, born to be great. Ahead of the game. In front of the pack, leading the way. It's time to reign. The kingdom's here. This is our year. Been to the bottom, ain't nothing to fear. We running the game. Rush in the field for every yard, on every play. Nobody's safe. Rise and we fall. But never stay down. The champs is here. Doing it for the 10. This is our moment. This is our time. The time is now. It's time to rise. This is our moment.
our moment. It's our time. Feet in the dirt. Nose to the grind. Like the crack of dawn. You can't stop the shine. Moment after moment. Day after day. It's our time.
Lock and loaded, it's time for war. Ha. Tear it down, kick in the door. Yeah, I want it all, give me some more. Ha. I want it all, give me some more. I want it all, give me some more. Yeah. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. It's time for war. Like pandemonium, I set it off. Yeah. Sacrifice, I bear the cross. Legendary, I'm a big dog. Hard knock on the front line. Pure blood, my bloodline. Headshots the first time. My aim good, bullseye. Warfare. Don't play fair, don't play fair. You not sure? Don't go there, I'm right here. No fear, I'm ready to go at top speed. No brick wall can block me. No army can stop me. Yeah, I want it all and I can't lose. I came far and I won't stop. This my time, I pay dues. Yeah, it's war time and I won't retreat. I want it all, give me some more. I kill 'em all, won't taste defeat. Nah. Now bow down at the king's feet. It's time for war. I want it all, give me some more. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. It's time for war.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and not the voice you probably expected to hear. We're waiting on Wesley to get here. He's at a prior event. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to LSRTV for the Crown Jewel Super Late Model Series. Was the Late Model Series, but Super Late Model is what we're running here tonight, and we want to welcome everybody. We're tuning in. I believe this is round number 8. We're on again. Last week, some hiccups. Didn't get to run that. That Martinsville race will be tacked on to the end of the schedule. But tonight, it's all about North Wilkesboro, a iconic track in real life, and here on the iRacing sim, and currently around 21 drivers, a bit smaller field than we're used to seeing, as we're used to seeing around 50 or so drivers trying to compete for those 26 spots, but not the case here tonight. So unfortunate, but we'll deal with that and move on. Maybe next week we'll produce a few more cars, and either way, it's going to be some good racing. Again, I am your host, momentarily anyway, Charles Wooten behind the mic here for tonight's event. Wesley Outland will be here shortly, and not sure on Jason Rockefeller. I'm not sure if he is going to be here. We don't know where he is at the moment, so we do apologize for that, and we know you enjoy hearing other voices other than my own, but still going to be a good show nevertheless, and when Wesley gets here, it'll make it that much better. But again, 21 drivers have signed in so far. Race Control makes 22. We'll see if Race Control does race tonight, or if they're going to be out on the track is the Choose car, as we have grown quite fond of here on the LSR TV channel. But again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's race. A good one. And right now, if you're looking to look at the top of the boards, Trevor Edwards top of the boards, followed by Parker White. And it looks like Carter Russo and Peyton Howe, a name we know very well here on the channel as well, up into the top 5 here in practice. We got about 3.5 minutes left before we get into the actual qualifying. And then, of course, we will jump right into some racing action following that. Looks like potentially one heat, but don't think we're going to need that here today with only, again, 21-ish, 22 drivers. With a field that usually starts 25 to 26, we're not going to need that race at all. Everyone should just go straight to that feature race tonight. Again, we're just waiting on Wesley Outland to come in, and potentially we'll have Jason Rockefeller coming in as well. We'll see if he does make it in. And again, I'm your host, Charles. Didn't expect to be on the mic, that is for sure. So I do apologize for being a little rusty for everyone out there tuning into the Crown Jewel LMSC series here on LSRTV. And future unknown due to some circumstances. We'll see. We'll be talking to the promoters and owners of this series to see what holds for LSRTV and this series going forward. As again, due to for unforeseen circumstances, we don't know what next week does hold for us going into the series. That being said, I may be prettier than him. I may be better looking. He probably has a better announcer voice, but I believe Wesley is getting connected. So he'll give me a thumbs up when he is good to go, but I still say I'm better looking. He just sounds better on the mic. He's grinning, so I know he can hear me. So, again, he'll give me a thumbs up when he's all set and ready to go. But we got about a minute 56 left to go. Yeah, about a minute 50 to go here in the practice before we move on to qualifying. Should be some really good racing. Again, not quite the full field we expected based on the 40 to 50 cars we had 2 weeks ago. But still, it's going to be almost a full field and should be some good racing. Nevertheless, as again, Wesley getting all his stuff dialed in and making sure everything sounds good on his end. That way it sounds good on our end as well. So he's getting that all tied in and ready to go. But North Wilkesboro, love the track. It's a great track in real life now that it's back running again at the Revival, and now we have it here as well. And looking forward to a great night of racing here for the Crown Jewel Series. All right, and he is good to go, so we'll go ahead and bring his mic in. Wesley, like I said, I'm better looking than you, but you sound better on the mic than me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, and I definitely look better than you as well. Yeah,
I don't know about all that, but we're not going into specifics of what happened last week, but definitely a smaller crowd than I expected here. We had around 40 to 50 drivers 2 weeks ago, and we're sitting at 21 here. So not even a full field here for the Crown Jewel race. Even though this is a Crown Jewel track as well, I would call it, North Wilkesboro. I figured that, people would be coming out of the woodwork to run.
I find it very surprising that we don't have the big numbers, but, it could be other obligations going on. People have other things happening. So we have what we have. We'll do the best of what we got. We're at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the next round of the Crown Jewel Super Late Model Series. Again, as Charles Wooten said, I am Wesley Outland. Jason Rockefeller, I believe, is going to be joining us very soon. And, like Charles said, I was just got in the front door from doing a doubleheader basketball radio broadcast and made it just in time. And right now, practice is officially completed, so we're getting ready to move into, I believe, Charles, qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is underway, and, typically we don't cover a whole lot of qualifying, but we'll highlight it at least here for this one, for the sheer fact that, we usually have the LCQ, but with only 21 drivers, 22 if you count race control, that's not enough to actually, warrant having an LCQ, in my opinion. I know the top 10 lock in, but, there's really no point in running that LCQ when everyone's going to make the race anyway.
And SDK is not on, by the way, if you want to check that real quickly. I'm not getting timing and scoring, but qualifying is about to get started here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. and we'll
And
get
y'all
ready to
people
give
are
some
about to
times
hear
here,
some back end stuff going on around here. Wesley, can you look at that link and tell me, does it say LSRTV or LSRTV2 at the end?
LSRTV 2.
All right, so full disclosure, we have a brand new computer, and that's what's running the SDK timing and scoring. So we're gonna get that up as soon as I can pull that in and get it to us here real quick. I gotta figure out where my room name is so I can name it, and as soon as I do that, I will have some live timing for you. But until then, we will do this for you, Wesley. We'll go ahead and well, I say we will.
Something definitely not right.
Well, here we go. Hang on. Again, it's a brand new computer. We're working out all the bugs in it, but there we go. Now we got some at least some timing up there.
On the screen there. That'll work. I think that'll work right there. That'll give us some type of an idea of who is here. So that'll work. Yeah.
And in my defense, I did not planning on being in the booth here as well. So
no, you weren't planning to be in the booth. Jason Rockefeller, you're late. I can't believe I figured he'd be here before I was. Definitely.
Yeah, we did not plan on that one. So we are finding this. There we go. We found it. We found the area where we need to be. We're gonna get that all sorted out here for you.
Right now, it looks like Pierce is fast qualifier. Cooker right there in second, Parker third, Hamlet, Chance top 5. As there's about 7 minutes remaining on the clock here. North Wilkesboro Speedway, 5/8 of a mile.
All right, dude, let me know if you got some timing popping up there for you.
Should be fun to watch for sure whenever we get everything in place. And yes, I do have timing and scoring now. You the man.
All right, so now that we got that sorted out, we can get back to qualifying underway. We'll jump over to Eli Valentine in that 062, and I will apologize for some odd reason. The one of the computers that's running our replay system, Trading Paint's not wanting to work on that computer, so we're going to get that sorted out after this race. These guys are getting out on track and running some laps. Drew Chance out on the track right now, so. Again, we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it all sorts out, but he's pretty much done with his time, and not sure what the 095
Well, you got to realize this is our first iRacing broadcast of the year. You know that, right? Because obviously last Tuesday we didn't do the race last Tuesday, so this is our first lid lifter of the season. So welcome. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's and starting to 2023 so far. And of course, this is the Crown Jewel super late model E Series. And this is Braxton DeWeese, I believe, getting ready to try to come out to qualify.
I'm not sure what Parker White's doing. He's running a 3-minute lap, so I'm guessing he's one to start at the back of the field. Not my thing I would like to do, but apparently that's what he's going to try to do here tonight.
He has stalled the car, and the clock is still running. He's in the back of the pack here. So, yeah, well, he's finally left the building. So
he is done.
Braxton DeWeese, will he take time? Obviously, we haven't seen it yet. And, I'll be honest with you. I like the fact that we don't have a full field, obviously. As far as like 35, 40 cars or more. It's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. But I will say this, though. Everybody, I think, is going to get a chance to run in this race, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to see with 20-plus cars. I think 20 cars is enough on a racetrack here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, honestly, Charles.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And I'm sitting there, I'm actually talking to Cameron while we're here getting things, and it's just kind of sad. I really expected, May show just how important he was to this series, because without him here, the count is a lot lower than we'd hoped. But again, like you mentioned, 20 cars is a lot when it comes to super late models. Any given, local race day would be happy to have 20 cars out for a feature race.
Here comes Braxton DeWeese now, ready to come on track. We'll see what he can do. Thanks for everybody that's watching. Hit that share button. Hit that share it out on our social media, on all of your social media as well. Don't forget LSRTV, Rocket Racing Media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at LSRTV. Hey, by the way, don't forget tomorrow, right here on the same network, Finish Line. And guess what it is, Charles? We had a great show last Wednesday afternoon. We've got another show for you. Right out of the gate, Charles and myself will host Finish Line, and we've got a star-studded ARCA lineup of ARCA drivers that are getting ready to test at Daytona in preparation for the Lucas Oil 200 coming up in February. Kayla Searles, Brayton Laster, Landon Pimbleton. Remember, he was the Valley Star Credit Union 300 winner back in 2021. Also, Landon Huffman, the Hickory Motor Speedway late model stock champion. Willie Mullins and Rowdy Maglite will be joining us tomorrow on Finish Line. Check your local listings, Fox Sports Radio in the Carolinas, iHeartRadio, the Community Radio Network, and of course, video only on LSRTV, Rocket Racing Media, Facebook, and YouTube. So, Charles, we got a good show, man, right out of the gate for show 2 of season 5.
Yeah, right out of the gates. And, you know, we're still up in the debate about the other podcast and mine over there as well. So that one, we may be switching to a night show.
Nighttime, yeah. I thought I saw that when I was calling the basketball game earlier this afternoon. I think I saw something that said, you know, possibility of wanting to do a night podcast. That might be something, you know, maybe, because what was it like, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central before?
Yeah, and, you
on
know,
Sunday?
We didn't care about football too much, but now it's getting into race season. We realize it's going to be in the heart of NASCAR, and that's actually, you would think that's why we would not do it then, but that's not the reason. The reason behind it is, well, you know, we invested a lot of money into lighting, and we actually have stage lights, you know, bright, powerful stage lights, put some light behind us, make it look cool, and they don't look as cool during the day. So,
Gotcha.
You know, too much light coming in through the window, so we're gonna potentially explore some night stuff.
Well, I hate to break your heart. Finish Line will still be in the daytime, so I'm saying.
Yeah. we'll just have to, like, we got a shade thing to block out some of it, so we'll use that during the day if I get on camera. But, just want to experiment. Maybe use some nighttime podcasting. We'll see how that goes. But I know one thing that's going to happen in a minute and a half. We're going to go do some racing.
Yeah. And it looks like Trevor Edwards is going to be the fast qualifier. Now, I don't think we're going to have any heat races, but I do believe there's going to be an invert. And the invert will determine the lineup here. As Charles is in the booth calling the race with me tonight. Jason is a no-show for the time being. But Charles did know that I had a other broadcast obligation, and I'm a man of my word. Am I right, Charles? I said I'll be here before the drop of the green. Before qualifying started, I'm here. So
yeah, he is a man of his word. He was here before the green linen dropped, and even for green linen on qualifying, although it dropped about 20 times for those guys. But,
yep. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how all this transpires here in qualifying. About to come to an end here in just a few moments. We got a couple of drivers that did not take time. Alex Sexton, Carter Russo, Peyton Howell, Baby Shark, and Bladen Edwards, Matthew Modzaleski. Carter Russo's on track now. If they're going to put a lap down, they better do it quickly. They only got 15 seconds now, Charles.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to make it in time.
No, I don't think they're going to either. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it real quick. You know, we don't know if this is the last time we'll be here for this series with all the stuff going on up in the air. But if it is, you know, we're going to go out how we started. Me and you calling the race. So I believe that was how the first one went down last year. So, it's unfortunate. We'll see. Maybe we'll be back next week. But if we're not, we're going to go out together.
Yeah, we'll certainly check it out and see, what transpires. Obviously, I wish we could get Cameron Ruggles in his better position of what he's got going on right now. So, well, here's the pace truck, and this is something new.
So
pace truck is pacing the field.
Yeah. So with the way it works with iRacing, and we actually worked with Cameron on this last season. they have it set to run the LCQ race regardless if, we have more than 25 or whatever. So what they do is it's kind of, I don't know if it's a glitch or a hiccup or whatever, but it's a way we work around it. If nobody starts this race, the pace car will drive around for about 3 or 4 laps, and after a certain amount of time, it will just advance to the next session. So that's what's happening right now. Pace car is just basically getting the groove worn in on the track. He'll go around, and then in about 3 to 4 minutes, he'll advance to the warm-up, and then we'll advance to a commercial break. Just a little bit of an extra warm-up here. As there you can see 20 to go, but that is not going to be ran. So about 3 minutes from now, we will advance to that warm-up session.
And that'll give us a chance, as Charles said, to step away. We'll take a break and thank our sponsors. As again, our broadcast coverage here at North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Crown Jewel Series. As this glitch will clear up for the B-Main, because there is no B-Main. We'll go feature racing when we return. iRacing on LSRTV, the Crown Jewel Super Late Model E Series from North Wilkesboro Speedway. We're back in a moment.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Here comes Xavier on the bottom 3 wide out.
Welcome back to iRacing on LSRTV, our first lid lifter of the 2023 season. I'm Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten alongside, and we are ready to give you the starting lineup for the first race of the season at North Wilkesboro Speedway tonight. Let's get it ready as these drivers prepare to go. Well, on the pole, Larson Parker. Again, there was an invert. And Larson Parker on the invert, the 048, the pole to the outside. Drew Chance in the number 018. Row 2. Peyton Hamlet, the 19, followed by Braxton Lewis. He qualified 4th, or on the invert, he's 4th. Jimmy Gooker in the 2. Eli Valentine, the 026, row 3. Row 4 will find Chase Pierce, Trevor Edwards in the 032. And it's going to be 8 on the invert. Jaden Russell, Kyle Storm, the top 10. Charles, as we get ready to roll here at the Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, and leave me with the tough names. Branson McKinnon and Parker White going to be row 6. Row 7 going to be Peyton Howell, Little Baby Shark, and Mark Heatman in the 54. Row 8 going to be Race Control, probably not starting this race. And quite frankly, a lot of people are not starting this race. Alex Sexton in the row, or outside row of 8. Row 9 going to be Bladen Edwards and Carter Russo. Row 10, Aiden Millette and Ryman Castle in the 01. Row 11, well, we'll just finish it out. Going to be Jake Grout and Matthew Modolewski.
Modolewski,
there we go.
Modolewski. Mod Zaleski. Yes. It's fun and educational.
Wesley, out of the 22-car field, we have 10 cars starting this race.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, we have 10 cars out of 22 starting the race.
Could this be a heat race by accident? Do we think this might be a heat race?
No, this is not a heat race. This is your feature race.
Well, we'll
10
make the
cars.
best of what we got with 10 cars. Pace car truck is in. We're ready to go. Racing 150 laps. North Wilkesboro Speedway, and you have a race.
Yeah, and we'll just talk about it for a minute while they get going here. I'm curious, what the decision was for these drivers. Did they just think it wasn't worth it for 22 cars? I mean, 22 cars, Wesley, you agree with me, I think here. That's still a stout field of drivers, so I'm surprised that over half the field would just say, adios, right into the sunset, I ain't racing.
Yeah, I'm very surprised at that, no doubt about it, Mud, and I can't believe that, but it is what it is. We'll have what we have, and we'll make the best of what we got. We got almost 3 and 4 wide racing to the back of the pack as a 021 Russo in trouble. Carter Russo. Boy, that pace truck is a little bit more outside the racetrack than usual, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We go back to the front here, and still some really, decent battling going on, considering there's, the lower car count. So we'll just have to keep an eye and see how it all plays out. But we might be having some issues on our own, too, here. So we're not going to complain too much. So, again, some minor issues there. We'll get those sorted out throughout the race. But single file looks like how it's going to be, I think.
Well, as it stands right now, Edwards is the man that has quickly jumped back up to the lead on the invert. He got around Larson Parker. He ain't looked back. Drew Chance, Chase Pierce, top 4, along with Valentine. All single file. Down the back straightaway. Working out of turn. Yeah, that is the back straight. Dan camera angles got me there for a second. Working into 3 and 4. All Trevor Edwards leading the way.
Yeah,
and
again,
I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, we see 20 some odd cars, but we only end up with 9. 10. What do they get mad and get butthurt? Or 11? I'm sorry, 11 cars. But do they get mad and leave? I don't get it. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I don't want to be that person that says the naysayer out there, because you can put on a show with 10 or 11 cars, but
that's right.
I would, maybe we'll see if the race control does shorten this race, because, 10 or 11 cars driving out there single file, 150 laps is a long time to drive around this track. I personally wouldn't want to do it. We'll see if race control does anything with that, shortening the race, or if they're going to let these guys run all 150 laps.
I mean, the scheduled distance is 150 laps. They entered with the intent of knowing they're going to race 150 laps. So what they get is what they get, I guess. I'm thinking that it'll stay the way it is. Hey, tomorrow night we're back at with coverage of the Northwest. I'm sorry, my apologies. We're back tomorrow night with coverage of the main sim racing series. And that'll be tomorrow night with the race at, I believe it's Urbandale, right, Charles? Urbandale Speedway?
Yes, that is correct. We're going to go to Urbandale Speedway, and I would expect to see some really good racing there, too, as well. Some more super late models, action going on, and, they always put on a good show, and these guys typically do, too. So, we'll see. Maybe if we get a caution or two, we'll stack this field back up. But there's some good racing going on for... It's about second or third. There's some really good racing going on back here, too, as they're side-by-side between the 21 of Carter Russo and the 22 of Branson
McCannon. Branson McCannon, yep. Yeah, look at this battle going on here. It says he's in the 22, but timing and scoring says 22, but he's actually in the orange 11 car. But yeah, pretty good racing going on here. As this is for 8th and 9th position. 150 laps. We're already 14 laps into it. Charles, this might be the first flag-to-flag caution-free race for the Crown Jewel Series. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself. We might see this thing go green to checkered all the way. It definitely would be the first one we've seen all season, but you know, it's always a shame to see just a whole bunch of cautions, but you know, with those cautions comes some really good racing, and well,
that's true.
It gives
Especially
us
on the
a chance.
restart.
Yeah, and it gives us a chance to throw a guess out on the flip count too. So, you know, I don't think if I had to guess, maybe the flip count's going to be 0 here tonight.
LLC, don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Well, that's true. I did get some homegrown eggs the other day from a neighbor, so we will not count those chickens.
We had 21 drivers that were committed to running this race, and I don't know what happened. 11 only answered the call to run, and man, I'm kind of disappointed in that. I just, you know, what we got, and all the while it's Trevor Edwards leading the way as we look now at the 0-7 of Chase Pierce behind him in second.
And just again, not a lot going on. Everybody really spread out. Here's a decent battle going on at the moment.
That's Larson, Parker, and True Chance going at it for third. Yep.
And this is the battle at the moment on track. As well, I say that we'll go back to Eli Valentine. There might be a little bit of battle going on there with Carter Russo as well. But again, just not a whole lot of action. But these guys, you know, could be pacing themselves for later in this run, because 150 laps is a long time.
I'm digging the Solid Rock Carriers on the 26 machine of Eli Valentine, because Solid Rock Carriers is a real business out of LaGrange, North Carolina. And I'll tell you what, Charles, Kirk and Lynette Ipock with what Solid Rock Carriers does for the racing industry is phenomenal. They just announced last week that they're going to be sponsoring one of the Jordan Anderson cars driven by Jeb Burton. And Parker Retzlaff is involved in that with Jordan Anderson for the Xfinity Series. And, of course, Solid Rock Carriers all over super trucks and NASCAR trucks and the late models as well. And, yeah. And now on iRacing, I think it's pretty cool. Solid Rock Carriers on that 26 of Eli Valentine.
Yeah, definitely, you know, talking about sponsors and partners, everyone that does everything to support racing, sim racing, real racing, whatever racing it is definitely welcome and thanked for all the hard work. You know, you don't see all about the sponsors behind the scenes necessarily. You see their billboard, right. You hear the announcers talk about them, but, you know, you don't see what they give behind the scenes, and, you know, you don't know. You know, some of these guys are shelling out tons of money to help these cars and drivers and tracks just do what they do every week, week in and week out.
That's exactly right. Edwards, Pierce, Parker, Chance White, your top five. There's Chase Pierce. He's in that second spot. He's got a little view of Trevor Edwards in front of him. Trevor Edwards off in turn number one in his own world.
And again, we're just kind of going through the field, checking out a few drivers here and there, and just seeing what they're doing, where they're at. But there's a little bit of a battle, almost a little bit of a shot there. It looks like Drew Chance almost got to the back bumper of Larson Parker.
Now we're closing in on 27 laps in this time by, around 30 laps here so far. And as it stands, it is all Edwards, still the man out in front. Phenomenal job for him.
And I will say a bit of a crisis avoided for us because our trading paint's not working on the other PC. So that definitely worked out in our advantage here for tonight. Not potentially having to throw the replay screen up because we're not sure what's happening with it. Why the trading paint is not wanting to load. But, you know, hey, sometimes, you know, a bad thing turns into a lucky break for you.
Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff that's kind of going AWOL. But, hey, the first race of the year, right? Or for us for the 2023 season. So,
yes,
hope everybody did have a good Christmas and New Year's. Yeah.
And,
Man, what a debacle that football game was last night for TCU, representing Texas, and you're from Texas. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even know they were in the championship game until someone mentioned it on Facebook. Full disclosure, I don't watch a lot of football. The only thing I can tell you is I know the Cowboys play on ESPN on Monday night at 8:15 p.m. But that's about
who do they play? Who do they play though? They're in the wild card. Who do they play?
Oh, they're playing the Buccaneers. I just wasn't going to say that because that's like a guaranteed loss for them. So,
yeah, exactly.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, we're talking about it. I hated to burst Jeff's bubble, but everyone knows the Cowboys are going to lose to the Buccaneers. If they win,
that's right.
Then I will eat some chicken wings or something. But I just don't see it happen. But like you mentioned a second ago, we're 34 laps in at the moment of 150. So we probably will go green to checkered here tonight, not seeing that yellow linen at all.
Edwards, Pierce, White, Parker, Gawker, followed by Chance, Valentine, Rousseau, McCannon, and Storm. Braxton DeWeese in the back in the last spot in 11th, and that's the full-field rundown.
And DeWeese, I'm kind of surprised to see him as back as far as he is. Usually he's a contender. However, he did go down pit road, it shows, for 2.2 seconds. I'm wondering if he just got a little bit right there. You can kind of clip that. If you go too far in, it'll count you as down pit road. I don't think he actually went down pit road, but he is currently a lap down. So maybe he actually did go down pit road a little bit, but not showing it. But regardless, he's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to get his lap back. He's going to need a caution because I don't see anybody really passing the leader because Trevor Edwards is checked out.
It's Edwards, Pierce, White, Gawker, Parker, your top five. There's the leader again. Trevor Edwards up in front. The invert was 8 for the time of the race. He started on the pole. And he is the man that is climbed in quickly to the lead. It is his race to lose as we are working lap number 38. Hey, by the way, let's look at the weather conditions presented by the great people at Kaufman Creative. 88 degrees. Wow, 2-mile-per-hour wind speed. But here's what blows me away, Charles. 138 degrees track temperature.
I'm pretty sure that is borderline. Like, you could literally cook chicken. I think it's like 145 is the internal temperature for chicken.
I like chicken.
So
yeah, we love chicken.
That is nearly the internal temperature of chicken out there. And, I'm with you. The wind ain't blowing me away by any means at 2 miles per hour, but that temperature sure is that is a hot, and I mean absolutely blistering racetrack.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It certainly is. And Trevor Edwards is the man out in front there. You see the 32 cars. We approach 100 laps to go. We're closing on a 50-lap green flag run since the drop of the green, and everything going A-OK for the driver of the car number 32. As Trevor Edwards holding on to that top spot. Chase Pierce in second. 1.2 seconds back to the leader. Parker White, Charles, is 6 seconds back to the leader. And you got to think here, as Braxton DeWeese is a lap down, the leader is going to come after Storm and McCannon here very soon within the next probably 10 laps. Maybe less than that. He's in his sights.
Yeah, and we just checking in on chat. I do see Chris DeWeese out there wanting to see Braxton DeWeese, so we'll go to him, give him a little more love. And we do apologize. We'd like to get a little closer to the cars, but like we mentioned earlier, we are in the process of a lot of changes here at LSRTV, and I thrashed for like 3 days to get everything ready. As you can see, Wesley, I didn't get timing and scoring working up properly, and we don't have all of our good cameras that we typically have either. So that is another thing we are working on getting up and running. 100%. We've made the list now. Now we know what's not there that we needs to be fixed. We'll go that, and we do apologize too. Usually you don't get to hear me apologize because I'm behind the scenes. It's me telling you, Wesley, to say it. But the stream is a little choppy. It's not the actual stream. It is on the video side of things. There's some settings, and I think a wrong setting got checked that needs to be unchecked, and another one that does need to be checked. You know, we'll fix that. We'll have it fixed for tomorrow night's broadcast. Definitely just some minor bugs going on that we got to sort out. But hey, with great responsibility of broadcasting comes great broadcast, and we also get some growing pains in there sometimes too.
Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Not a problem.
Yes, we will. And Braxton Deweese having you know, I won't say his best run, but hey, he's still almost got a top 10. But seat time is seat time, if you ask me, when you're getting out there and, you know, putting these races on. You know, any seat time you can get is a good thing.
That's right. And all the while, it is, of course, the driver, Trevor Edwards, leading the way here.
There we go. We're checking in with chat, and Chris Deweese telling us he had a computer problem, missed the start of the race. Unfortunate there, but hey, we're not the only ones having computer problems tonight, Wesley. So, yeah, that makes me feel a little better. And you know, good news is we know Wesley didn't have any. He didn't have an update. So updates are bad for Wesley's computer. So
there actually is an update, but I haven't hit it yet. Believe it or not.
Well,
you little
that's
rascal,
a good thing.
you. Okay, you run in your mouth and you see you open the door.
well, I need to get on that computer and show you how to turn those off, because you can delay them for about 5 weeks. So we'll figure that out.
I don't want to do that because it messes up things.
Well, we'll unmess them up. In the words of Jeff, you say updates mess things up, and not doing them messes it up, and he says doing them messes them up too. So
that's right. Yeah.
You just can't win sometimes, but they're starting to put out a little bit of a battle back here, as we are 53 laps in with less than 100 to go. We have 98 laps to go.
Yeah, they've already knocked off under 100 laps remaining. So 55 coming up here next time by. And again, what a drive they got going on. So yeah, can you believe it? Well, I mentioned it here earlier. Finish line tomorrow on our networks of radio, Fox Sports Radio, Carolinas, Rocket Racing Media, LSRTV to watch, listen on the radio, and Community Radio Network, iHeartRadio, and more. But Charles, man, they're testing at Daytona tomorrow, this weekend with the ARCA cars.
That is always fun to see. ARCA cars are a blast, and looking forward to tomorrow morning. Got the old laptop booted up. Well, it never shuts off, but it's ready to go. We're going to get those drivers' names in there, get everything set up tonight so we can sleep in a little bit tomorrow and wake up and, just rock and roll. We got the podcast, we got racing, then we got another podcast and real racing coming around the corner any minute for myself and you as well. You already started, and we got a caution.
We do. Yellow flag out over the racetrack here.
And
so we got a problem.
No, I don't see a problem. There's nobody off pace at the moment.
Maybe it's a competition caution.
I'm wondering if it is. Unfortunately, we don't have our normal race control contact, so not able to find out for sure. But yes, nobody is off pace. Everyone is maintaining speed, and no cars are destroyed. So we're going to assume this is indeed a competition caution.
Well,
while we're
under the yellow flag here.
While we're under this caution, not quite enough time for a full commercial break. So we're going to talk about something here, Wesley. You know, Jeff will be angry with me if he knew this, but I'm curious, in your neck of the woods right now, what is the actual temperature where you're at right now?
Right now it is 43 degrees.
43 degrees, so we're talking about temperatures here, real life temperatures, and I know it's been pretty cold here. And what was the high today?
It's going to get down to the 30s tonight. Today's high was 63.
So his high was 63. Our high today was 82 degrees.
Oh, I'd love to have that.
So, while most people,
I'd love to have it. Why are you complaining? What are you being and seeing for?
Well, I'm not. I like it, but I'm just seeing what yours was, because a lot of people gripe about it because we have a good weather. But we're literally talking about racing in just like 3 weeks here, and that's why it's just so
it's awesome, man.
Nice here.
Chili bowl around your neck of the woods going on right now.
Yes. That one's a fun one. All indoors, so you ain't got to worry about the weather anyway. But, looking forward to watching a little bit of that in what little free time I do have.
Yeah, Chili Bowl night number 3 tonight actually going on. They're actually running Sunday to Saturday this year. Ready for the restart. Competition caution is the call to the yellow flag is what we were told. And, by the way, now 2 cars a lap down. Braxton DeWeese and Larson Parker. I don't know, Charles. Maybe something happened to Larson Parker. He was the second place car, remember?
Yeah, he was. So I'm not sure what happened either.
All the while back for the restart. And Trevor Edwards out in front. Chase Pierce, Parker Watt, Carter Russo, top 5 along with Jimmy Gawker. There's a caution. We have another caution on the racetrack now. Yellow flag is out again.
And this one we do have.
And there is a problem.
Oh,
we got 2 cars involved, the 81 and the 18. That's Kyle Storm and Drew Chance.
We'll go back and let's take a look at Kyle Storm and Drew Chance. And see if we can.
Here's a look at the replay. Find out what happened. Oh, my. Oh, wow. More cars involved than what we thought. Yeah,
holy one more look at that. Here we go. Take a look and see exactly what happened.
Throw McCannon and DeWeese and all of them in that mix here. Look at this battle. What in the world?
And I would be venturing to guess somebody bounced off a wall, potentially.
Well, here's a look at the replay. Lap 65.
Oh,
wow.
Got loose.
Oh, man. Couple of cars just slamming into the wall. Kyle Storm up against the fence there, and some other drivers. Trevor Edwards leads the way. We will step away real quick, take commercial break. iRacing, LSRTV, the Crown Jewel Series in North Wilkesboro.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends.
Back underway, green flag coming out this time by on the restart. All right. Well,
yeah. And
let's see how this transpires.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, we've lost 2 of our guys here, Drew Chance and Kyle Storm, involved in that wreck. They have called it a night, put it in the hauler, and they are done here tonight. So unfortunate for those 2 are no longer in this race with us, dropping us to 9 cars on the track.
Edwards, Pierce, White, Russo, Gawker, top 5, and we're down to the final 9 cars, as we just mentioned, on race course. 70 laps in, coming up on halfway. He is Charles Wooten. I am Wesley Allen. We welcome you to iRacing on LSRTV. And this is our coverage of the Crown Jewel Super Late Model E Series. You know, we found out just before the starting of Christmas that this was a no longer late model stock series. This is a super late model series.
Yeah, and you know, personally, I like the super late models better anyway, so that kind of works out good for me. You know, and we will be running some of these. Full disclosure, we're going to run some races. You know, a lot of people that know me know No Excuses Sim Series. Well, that No Excuses is no more. For those wondering, you can check out stepsracing.com. It is now the Short Track Elite Pro Series. And Wesley, it's going to be, you know, right in our wheelhouse. It's going to be short track asphalt, dirt racing. It is going to be what your bread and butter is and what I absolutely love because I, you know, produce it every weekend.
Yeah, we love short track racing. And there's going to be some, pavement races, dirt races?
Yeah, we're going to have some pavement. We're going to have some dirt. We're going to have a little of everything, you know, except for big tracks. You know, what I call cookie cutter tracks. Other people call it too. You know, it's going to be beating and banging and tempers flaring, fenders flaring. You know, to me, that's racing. I love watching, you know, the Northwest when it comes to NASCAR. NASCAR is okay, but Northwest, I love watching it with those guys. But this right here, this is what you're seeing right here, bumper to bumper, beating and banging. This, to me, grassroots racing is where it's at.
Yeah, grassroots racing at its finest, no doubt about it. And what is the plan? Steps is going to have what? The like special races, right, throughout the year?
Yeah, we're not gonna do any series. We're not gonna do anything like that. There's gonna be money races, just big you know, events that you know, you could call them crown jewels. You know, not necessarily like the Myrtle Beach 400 stuff like that, but they're gonna be our crown jewel events. You know, where we do our own stuff, and we do it like the Power Eye Midget Eye National. We run them year in and year out, and they're going to be our, you know, big races, not necessarily real life events, but there'll probably be some of those mixed in as well. But that is the plan for that, and we're in the planning stages too. I promise it won't take 2 years like it did for the Press Box Motorsports podcast to happen.
Yeah, well, if you say, yeah, very proud of you, though. You finally got it launched.
Yes, it did take a little bit, but we got it launched. Cameron Ruggles asking, how did we get a caution? Looked away for 2 minutes. You know, we were asking the same thing, Cameron. We don't know where the caution. The last one, however, was for Drew Chance and Kyle Storm. Those two getting together on the back stretch, I believe it was, and you know, parts went flying everywhere. We did have a caution before that. Not sure what that one was for. We didn't see anybody off pace. But 9 cars left. Wesley, do you think we're going to see any more cautions? You know, other than maybe
I think if they get spread out, I think that the race director might call for another competition yellow. I do see that possibly being happening. So I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, I almost wonder if they
wrecked the second caution.
Yeah, I wonder if that first one maybe so some of these guys can get their lap back, because Drew, Braxton Deweese does have his lap back, if I can pronunciate properly here today, and you know, he's in 7th place and he's moving through this field. He could gain some more positions before this race is all said and done.
Well, it's Trevor Edwards, still the leader. Chase Pearson second. By the way, Braxton Deweese back on the lead lap. There he is right there in the number 7 position. Still 5 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, he is. So, you know, don't count him out yet, Braxton Deweese. You know, personally, I like him. I think he's a good driver. Depending on who you are, you either love him or you hate him. You know, he's got some enemies on the track, but then again, so does every driver, really. But you know, he's got talent, and he shows it. You know, come back from a lap down as he is today. You get on the lap back, you know, move his way through the field, and you never know. You could very, very easily see this kid sitting in victory lane later on tonight.
It's Edwards, Pierce, White, Rousseau, along with Gawker as we approach lap 89. Cut up or at least, excuse me, lap 87. My bad. My eyes kind of got away there for a second. Charles Wooten's in the house. I'm Wesley Outland. Man, I hope Caleb Hall will keep the Crown Jewel Series on iRacing on LSRTV. And Cameron Ruggles, I'm sorry to hear about what you're dealing with. Honestly, Cameron's not even on the Cameron's not even on the iRacing server. He can't even connect to it.
Yeah, and I haven't thrown this out there officially yet, and I know Cameron's out there watching.
Yeah.
If the possibility comes up, I don't even know if I want to put it out there, but we're going to, Well,
I'll just say this, buddy, as one of the people that brought the series back to the dance again here on iRacing on LSRTV again, because of the conversation that Cameron and I had at Carteret County at a real race at Race of Champions back in December. I know some things have changed for Cameron, but if there's somehow, some way that there can be a way to keep this series on, we definitely would love to do it for sure.
That's where I'm thinking. I haven't mentioned this to Cameron. I don't know if it's even an option, but if it comes down to not having this series on the channel, I have been talking to my bank account, and I might be prepared to buy this from him if he's still the owner and just not able to run it. I've contemplated the idea of buying this series because we want to run Crown Jewel Series for short track.
Wow.
And just outright buying it and bringing it under the fold of LSRTV and putting these events on. So I haven't even mentioned that to Cameron until now, and as he hears it live on the broadcast, but we would definitely consider it if my bank account would allow it. We really, really want to see this go on LSRTV and keep it going. So much so, you had to talk to him in real life at a real racetrack and took time out of your duties there to do it. And as soon as you told me you talked to him, I messaged him like, let's do this. We got to get you back. Cameron's an awesome guy, and we love having this series. So I definitely do not want to see it go anywhere.
Yeah, Cameron Ruggles was hanging out with Air Doug Barnes and the Barnes Paving Racing team in the late model race at the 10,000 to win Race of Champions did at Carteret County Speedway. Matter of fact, sponsored by Solid Rock Carriers. We mentioned that 26 car of Eli Valentine. If you want to throw him on the screen again, Solid Rock Carriers on that car. And yeah, that's how it all came about. Was I was in the pits, Charles, working on my announcer notes, and Cameron was doing some B-roll video work with Air Doug Barnes, and he heard my voice, and as soon as he heard my voice, he approached me, and he's like, "Oh, my God, I know you from racing." I'm like, "Yeah, everybody knows me from racing." And he's like, no, you don't get it. I know you from did you do the Crown Jewel Series? And I'm like, "Yeah, we don't do it no more. What the hell happened?" And then come to find out, he's the promoter of it. And it worked out really well to get the Olive Branch extended, Charles, to bring it back. And oh, man. Well, I just hope we can work it out. I really do. By the way, we're approaching lap 100.
Yeah, we are just coming up on 53 laps to go. We'll make it 52 when they cross the line. But, we've had a few cautions. One of them for a fairly decent wreck involving two cars, Drew Chance and Kyle Storm, that are no longer in this race. But other than that, it's been a fairly clean race. Not a whole lot going on. There are two 3-car battles up towards the front between Edwards, Pierce, and White. So, are these guys just kind of biding their time right now, Wesley? Maybe in these last 20 laps, 10 laps or so, they're going to push it, and we may see some real beating and banging coming on here in just a bit.
Well, the man to beat, obviously, is Trevor Edwards. However, we've noticed here within the last 10 laps, as we're 100 laps into this race now, 50 laps to go to the home stretch, that the top three are now, or the leader is now being ran down by the rest of the drivers of the top three of Chase Pierce and Parker White. And you see them right now reeling in the leader of Edwards. Trevor Edwards started this race in 8th on the invert. He quickly, Charles, got to the front. I mean, he passed everybody like a lost cause. Branson McCannon on the pit road. That's the orange 22 car that you just saw hit the pits. And with that being said, we have a 3-car battle brewing for the win or the lead with under 50 laps to go now.
Yeah, just again, how fast this race has really gone by. And, you know, when I mailed you that headset back, Wesley, I was thinking, okay, I'll just use my other headset or my other mic off to the side. And then I was thinking, you know, there's going to be a time come when I'm going to need probably to be on the mic and have to call a race. And that was when I decided, oh, well, break the mic. We're getting another mic anyway. So I ended up getting another studio mic, just like the one for the podcast. And, well, quite frankly, I'm glad I did right now because I did not expect to be here. I do apologize. I didn't have a shower today yet, so I'm sorry for having to sit next to you in the booth. You know, again, I thought I was going to be down in the production trailer, not around anybody, so I do apologize for that.
I knew there was a distinct funny aroma going through the earbuds.
Yes. Well,
and you're not using a headset either. You're not using the Sennheiser like I use, Emma.
No, I am actually...
You're just talking like a radio DJ.
Yes, so I got the Shure MV7, and then I've got a pair of Sony noise-canceling headphones. So, yeah, we're going DJ style here tonight, but like a rick. Yeah, so we'll never do that again.
Don't ever do that again.
But, yeah, caution is out once again, and this time it's going to be for Jimmy. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not supposed to have to pronounce his name, so...
It's Jimmy Gawker's car. No, car number 2, Jimmy Gawker in trouble there. Yeah, with the yellow flag.
I'm not sure.
That's why we're under caution. Jimmy Gawker. We'll find out what happened.
Well, we will. Here we go. Here's for the caution right here, and doink, he just got turned.
Yep. Just a simple turnaround on the racetrack. That's... Well, this bunches everybody up for the finish, no doubt.
Yeah, it's going to bunch them up nice and tight. And, again, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see how this one all rolls down. But we have 40 laps to go when they get to the line this time. And, you know, yeah, funny story. I typically don't eat dinner before a race because, you know, I might need to be here and, you know, whatnot. But I went ahead and ate this time because usually we've been running kind of late. And now, of course, tonight we're going to run early, and I could have ate afterwards. So, you know, hey, you live, you learn, and, well, you do things different sometimes, and you learn even more.
Well, one thing for certain we know is this race is not done. We got 40 laps to go, and this caution has done nothing but bunch the field back up again. And I gotta say, Charles, I mean, and we said this coming on the air. I mean, yeah, I know it's disappointing having 20 entries attempt to make the race and only 10 jumped in the box for the feature to the drop of the green, but it fairly has been, besides Edwards dominating the race, a good race as we get ready to come back to green.
Yeah, it had definitely been a good race as we're going to take that green one more time, and probably going to be the last green here before 39 laps to go. I would imagine it's going to be the final green flag restart of this race, but we'll see. You do have the 095 of White. He got by Pierce, so does White have anything for Edwards? I'm with you. I think Edwards is the class of the field tonight. I don't think anybody's got anything for him, but hey, you know, I've been wrong before.
Yeah, he certainly got a very fast car, man. I mean, nobody's been able to hang with him. Jump for the green and doing exactly what he needs to do, so that's good. I'm proud of him.
Yes, I am proud of him as well. And again, we'll just kind of keep waiting and seeing how it all goes. But, you know, speaking of proud and looking good, that car looks pretty good, too, with that, you know, I'm not always a fan of purplish blue like that, but it's got the shine, a little bit of maybe chrome, purple, and blue. Looking pretty good on that 32 machine.
Yes, it is. Yeah, nice-looking car. North Wilkesboro Speedway, where we're at tonight. Crown Jewel late model stock car. Nope, super late model E-Series. That's right. They're no longer late model stocks. They're super late models. But they're fun, though, aren't they? I mean, I like this. I like supers. I like the super late models.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not sure what the reasoning behind the hot tracks here. I know if you recall back a year or two ago, the Northwest Tour, you know, they ran those tracks at 140 degrees because it actually made these cars handle like a real super late model could. You couldn't just throw it into the corner and it, you know, it stick anywhere you go. You had to kind of, you know, feather it a little bit and feather the throttle and ease into the corners, and it made it handle more like a real super late model would. So I'm not sure if that's the reasoning for it here, but you know, it does produce some good racing. As that track temp was blistering. Again, it was 138. It's actually dropped to 128 now, so it's lost 10 degrees.
Yeah, we're looking at the track temp as we just mentioned, and ready to bring this one to the finish, no doubt.
And we will do so in about 30 laps, 32 to go on the board right now. But I'm wondering if White might have something for Edwards here. He's reeling him in slowly but surely.
And I will say this as well. Man, this has just been a good battle now starting to heat up, as it looks like Parker White is slowly but surely reeling in the driver of Trevor Edwards. We're not done yet.
No, we are far from done here still, but you know, just an amazing race for Edwards. You know, you gotta wonder though, if you're Edwards, you know, a win is a win, but you know, would he have liked to see more cars? Probably so, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's, you know, 10 cars or 50 cars. A win is a win, and he still had to, you know, can maintain his composure, stay out front, and hit his marks. Because I believe you've heard it too, Wesley, when it comes to racing, you're really not racing the competitors, you're racing the track, and he's doing a phenomenal job of that here tonight.
It is Trevor Edwards out in front, leading the way. Parker White second, Chase Pierce third, Eli Valentine, Carter Russo. That's the way it stands right now, along with Jimmy Gawker, Braxton DeWeese. And those are the cars that are on the lead lap. Everyone else behind the wall are out or multiple laps down, including Larson Parker, Branson McCannon, Drew Chance, and Kyle Storm.
And
25 laps to go this time by Charles.
At 25 to go, and I'm not sure if your timing and scoring shows it. It does. If you look at Parker White, and you'll notice on the license there for timing and scoring has a WC. Yeah, I know you don't have iRacing, so has anyone told you what that WC stands for?
World champion, right?
Yes, that means, so that is what we call black labels here in iRacing. And that actually means that Parker White has a pro license. So if you look at, you know, the people in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola series, or the World of Outlaws series, stuff like that, sprint cars or late models, to run in those series, you have to have a black stripe on there. It has to have a WC. You cannot just have an A-class. So that is what that signifies. So he's in one of some series. He's currently in a pro series.
That's pretty cool.
So, you know, knowing that, I have a feeling he's biding his time, because look how close he is to the back bumper now of Edwards. I think he's just been kind of playing coy with him, playing a little, you know, cat and mouse game with Edwards.
Well, nonetheless, we're closing in on 20 laps to go here the next time around for the driver of Trevor Edwards, as Parker White is starting to close in on him. Here they come into turn 4. It's 20 to go this time by at the line. And his race, I'll be honest, Charles, I'm actually glad that they decided to go the distance, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to be maybe a mistake at first, running the full distance as we come there, 20 to go. Going to be 19, but yeah, I agree. You know, had we cut this short, we wouldn't see the battle we're seeing right now potentially. So, you know, I'll eat a little crow on that one. I think they made the right call in running this race out, even though the car count was not quite to anyone's liking.
Edwards is the man leading the way, but for how long? Because Parker White is coming.
Yeah, he is. And Wesley, we just got a report in from Chris Deweese that Braxton Deweese, the reason we don't see him up at the front where we usually see, he's having steering wheel issues, and he's basically just hanging onto that car for dear life.
Holding on to the car for dear life.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, when you expect to see some of these guys like Braxton Deweese up in the front and they're not there, there's usually a reason, and now we know that reason, you know, having those steering wheel issues. And, you know, I know it's not real racing, it's sim racing, but we try to mimic it as close as we can to the real deal. And, you know, just like the real deal, you know, you can have pedal issues, you can have shifter issues, you can have steering wheel issues. You know, in real life, your monitor may not fall off your desk because of a cat climbing on you, but, you know, stuff can happen. You know, just like the sim, you can have, you know, stuff get on your debris get on your grill and overheat your temperatures in the engine. Damage can cause that. So a lot of things are the same, and, you know, it's just biting Braxton Deweese here tonight, but yeah, it looks like White is trying to make a move to the inside of Edwards and try to make that pass.
We'll see how that all transpires here as the laps are closing into a finish with now 13, now 12 to go. Edwards is the man out in front. Charles, you mentioned that word one time. Is Parker White toying with him? It's coming down to a two-car battle. Hard to believe with only 9 cars or 11 cars taking the green on the original start that it's about to be a shootout for the win between White and Edwards here.
That is yeah, it is amazing that, you know, it doesn't matter if there's 2 cars, 10 cars, 20, you can have a battle going on, and I think he is playing. And this is a more detailed description from Chris Deweese as to what is happening to Braxton Deweese. He said the spacer block is cracking in half and they have it duct taped together.
On the sim car?
Yeah. So there you go. You know, hey, just like the real deal, duct tape comes in handy.
If you can't duck it.
Yeah, we yeah, we can't say that word, but we know it.
No, we won't. We won't. But you got what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Under 10 to go, by the way. Single digits, 8 remaining at the line now. And Edwards and White settling it up here for the shootout.
Yeah, you know,
coming to the finish of this thing here.
2 cars, doesn't matter. Let's put on a show for the fans, and that's what they're doing right now. And he's going to get to his back bumper. You can't quite make that pass yet. 7 laps to go. And, yeah, he's something. I don't know if he's toying with him or if he really can't get by him, and he's pushing this thing with all he has to try.
Coming to the end of this race with 7 remaining now. Parker White on the outside, looking on the inside. Edwards will follow as the leader. Down the back stretch they roar. Coming to the line this time by open hand from your flagman. It is 5 laps to go here for the win at North Wilkesboro for the Crown Jewel Super Late Model E Series. And right now, Edwards and White win. Does White make his move, Charles? That's the question. He better go now. He's got 4 to go at the line.
Yeah, he's got to go if he's going to go, and you can see just a glimpse there. Again, not our good cameras here tonight, as we haven't got those installed yet, but the rotors on these cars are glowing because they are just hammering those brakes. So we'll see. 4 to go, going to be 3 this time by. Just 3 laps remaining, and he is right there on his bumper.
Off turn 4, he's right there within a cat's whisker. He's looking high, he's looking low. And still Edwards is going to have to get moved out of the way as he is catfishing on the bottom, rides the top of the wall to the back straightaway. Goes to the inside, and nothing there yet for White. I see a bump and run coming. That's the only way to get around him here. 2 to go at the line, Charles.
Yeah, you've got to make Edwards make a mistake, and by mistake I mean just getting out of that groove. You're going to have to use the chrome horns. You don't wreck him, you just bump him and rub him, get him out of the way, just push him out of that groove, and that's all you're going to need as they're coming to the white flag.
White flag, 1 more lap to go now. Final time around. Here makes this move. It's White on the outside. He can't get there. Edwards will protect the bottom. Back straight away. They make contact. Diving into turn number 3. White can't send it. Trevor Edwards will come off of turn number 4 from the pole, from the invert. Wins here at North Wilkesboro. Second spot to Parker White. Chris Chase Pierce third. Valentine to the Solid Rock Carriers car. 5th with Carter Russo.
And there's your results right there, -1. And again, a lot more drivers attempted this, but those are your running order right there, minus Kyle Storm in 11th. So unfortunately for those guys, we won't really run through it because, well, there ain't enough to run through, but he's going to tear it down. And what rubber he has left, they did not pit, so them tires have got to be pretty worn out by now.
Burning it down for the driver of the car, number 32, the 032. Trevor Edwards, another win on the series. And again, Charles, Parker White just could not make something happen. I saw the bump and run coming. He just couldn't capitalize. And it's the old cliche as he continues to burn it down and do it. Looks like going to be a Polish victory lap around North Wilkesboro Speedway. Now he thought better of it. He's coming to the pit lane, to victory lane. But I will say this, not taking away the effort for Parker White. He just couldn't. It's one thing to run somebody down. It's another thing to pass them. He couldn't pass them.
Yeah, he just couldn't quite make it through to the end. But nevertheless, put on a heck of a show there for those last, I would say, 20 laps.
Let's take a look at the results. As again, we've already done that. Edwards the winner. And coming up, it is going to be okay, here it is one more time. Trevor Edwards, the winner. Parker White, second. Chase Pierce, third. Eli Valentine, Carter Russo. I think Charles already showed them. Gawker, DeWeese, Parker, multiple laps down. McKinnon and Chance and Kyle Storm. Everyone else, I'll give you an honorable mention to be nice. Peyton Hamlet, where are you? Jaden Russell, where were you? Peyton Howell, why didn't you show up, baby shark? Mark Hedeman, Alex Sexton, Bladen Edwards, Ada Millette, Ryman Castle. All those drivers should have been here. Oh, Jake Grout and Matthew Modzelewski. None of them showed in for the A-Main feature, so unfortunately they did not get the green. But, again, I try to be nice and give you an honorable mention. For those that are watching, that we should have, could have, would have had 21 cars for the race, Charles, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely should have, but hey, yeah, we got a battle going on for the front too, so I'll take it.
It was a good one, and we'll be back, and we will have our Press Box Motorsports Show post-race wrap-up when we come back. This is iRacing on LSRTV, and again, North Wilkesboro, Trevor Edwards, the winner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are having some type of an audio server problem with our broadcast, and for that reason, we are not able to get the top 3 interviews. It would have took a little bit more longer time, a few more minutes to get it done, and the drivers have just bowed out and said, hey, we don't really need to wait and do post-race interviews. I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy I won. So, Charles, I will let you give your final closing thoughts, man, and it was good working with you in the booth tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow for Finish Line as we officially wrap up what is the Press Box Motorsports podcast show. Mornings, afternoons, nights. Charles is still debating on that.
Yeah, we'll know more after tonight's races to see how it goes. If not, we may take Tuesday nights and then come back on Wednesday morning and just do 2 podcasts back to back. So Tuesday night,
that'd be cool.
Wednesday morning. So we'll see about that, but
Finish Line and then the podcast at night, Wednesday night. Well, we have the main sim racing series though.
Well, no, we'll Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. That way,
okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it all goes. But we'll know more after tonight. But overall, not the best car count, but still had an amazing race.
Yeah, it certainly was. Tonight was one of those events that proves that you don't have to have a 40-car field and it not be and it still not be entertaining. We had 10 of the best drivers, I think, of this series driving. And when it's all said and done, Trevor Edwards on the invert coming back, running through the field. Parker White had to use the bump and run. He tried to send it in there, just simply ran out of time. And again, he'll settle for the number 2.
Yeah, he definitely will. And did we lose you, Wesley? And I believe we just lost Wesley, unfortunately. He is disconnected, so we'll go ahead and sign off here for tonight. A few troubles going on here for the show. But on behalf of myself, Wesley Outland, and everyone at LSRTV, we apologize for the technical issues. We got a lot going on here tonight and expanding on LSRTV. So that being said, we will see all of you on the next broadcast, on the podcast tomorrow morning, and the broadcast tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.